Hi, I'm Lisa Singer. I am the event editorial manager at Media Post, and this is Insider Summit BTS, where I get to sort of get a behind the curtain look at some of the most influential women marketers today. And with me, I am speaking with Vanessa Dawson, and she is the founder and CEO of the plant wellness company Arber. So, Vanessa, welcome.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to chat.
Yeah, no, I am too. And I actually am very jealous of you that you're in Hawaii right now.
Oh, we're not supposed to tell people that. My
Oh, no,
employees are
okay,
not
never
supposed to
mind.
know.
Take
Just
two.
kidding. That's why this whole work from home thing is great. You don't know where your backdrop is. You don't know, you could be anywhere.
That is true. I know. My computer won't take a backdrop, so I have to basically make do with what I have. So you can see my dog Monty being walked by my friend's daughter. So
Cute,
I always
Monty.
try to like angle it so you can at least get that in there. Otherwise, ugly wall. But anyway, no, I really think it's just looking at your background. I just think I know in terms of on your LinkedIn page, you kind of describe yourself as a serial entrepreneur. And talk about that. Where did that come from?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think that I've always loved the opportunity for entrepreneurship in terms of kind of controlling your own destiny and vision for how you want companies to be built and how you want them to show up in the world and the impact they can have, and just yeah, kind of your ability to kind of write your own script and support a team in the way you want to and create a culture that you want to. It just, yeah, it's kind of like an open playbook. So it's always been a fascinating concept to me. It is a lot of hard work, but it's always the reward of it is just so amazing when you build a team or build a vision that has a positive impact on the world. So yeah, Arber will actually be my fourth company that I've started. So been at it for a while.
Well, it's funny too. I mean, I've spoken with other entrepreneurs and it's a certain mindset, and to, continue to do it. It's almost, someone could say a masochist,
Yeah.
like
Honestly,
obviously a
yeah.
drive and a love for it, but, there's a lot of pressure and, just kind of hitting your head against the wall sometimes.
Yeah, the lows are lows.
Ready for that each time.
Yeah, the lows are lows, but the highs are so amazing too. And I think it's really, I mean, it's all about, you have to be so passionate though about your idea and the impact it's going to have. I really believe. And you have to be really passionate about the team that you're building around you. And those two things are, yeah, what has kept me going in each of the companies I've worked on. So if those two things go off though, then I need to start thinking about how I get those back on track.
Right. We'll talk about where the passion came from with Arbor, your current.
Yeah, definitely. The concept for Arbor really kind of came from a couple different angles and almost timing in my life. I've spent most of my career working in tech and working in software. I launched numerous software technology companies. I've also created one of the largest networks for female founders of technology companies, supporting them in fundraising and scaling their companies. And so this whole product and CPG world was a little bit of a new thing to me that I started to get into about 4 years ago when I met Betsy Bluestone with Procter & Gamble Ventures, who really has had a huge impact on me in the way that I think about product creation and consumable goods. So I was working with them to help them scout innovation and technology for their ventures arm, and just kind of really started to understand the market opportunities within various product categories, which led me to this kind of arena of non-toxic, but also non-toxic home and non-toxic garden and everything else. So I think it also stemmed though from my interest and passion for all products around your home, and in particular in your gardens. There was just nothing that I could find personally for myself. I have a little vegetable garden. I've got a lot of ornamentals and a lot going on in my home, and I was so fascinated by the concept that I'm so dedicated to like organic and non-toxic in my beauty routine, in my childcare routine, in my laundry routine. But then when I would go to my garden, there was just nothing there that really inspired and or was felt safe or was felt effective and was good for the environment. And so it just kind of all all clicked and came together, massive market opportunity, a triple bottom line potential for impact, really, truly, with product category like this. And then, a need that I had identified as a consumer too, where there was really a lack of brand too, a lack of like inspiring brand and a lack of technology. And so when all those things come together, it's just, it's exciting. It's that's the perfect puzzle that drives a new product innovation.
Yeah, and I think what you said really reigns true in the sense that when you talk with entrepreneurs or people even looking for advice from an entrepreneur, and they always say, find what many times you need, what's lacking in your life.
Yeah.
And most likely that's the same from so many other people. That's where you kind of, as opposed to, I think everyone wants to think, let me think of the next, biggest and greatest thing. And that's not always what people are looking for. It's sometimes the simpler things. And if you need it and you're missing that in your life, then others are as well.
Yeah.
That's sort of like, so someone coming to you as this, serial entrepreneur, as if someone comes to you wondering, should I, start my own company? Should I, from the beginning, what's your biggest advice to them?
Yeah. So I think for me, I really like to look at the technology on the market and then the brands on the market in two divisions, and then the market opportunity. So and it depends though as well. Like, do you want to start a small home business that is going to churn at a great cash flow and it's not going to require a ton of capital investment, and you just find like a beautiful niche that just is going to work for you? Or do you want to build something massive with the ability to scale and drive true consumer adoption? Those are kind of two different pathways. So I feel like as an entrepreneur, you kind of need to first assess what type of entrepreneur you want to be. And then after that, I think, the market opportunity assessment is a semi-easy one. There's enough results. You can look on Google these days to find the opportunities of various different categories. And then I think you need to look at the technology, which is really what I found in this garden category, which is fascinating because it's dominated by these massive chemical players that have been around forever. But we're now hearing more and more studies of these chemicals like glyphosate causing cancer, billion-dollar lawsuits coming out for all of these chemicals that environmentally and on your own human endocrine system are having a negative impact. So that was interesting to see. And then the organic space within this category from a technological perspective also was just really lacking in new product innovation. Everyone's repackaging the same active ingredients. It's stuff that's been discovered years ago and isn't necessarily as effective as new tech. So I always, when I'm looking at an entrepreneur's kind of pipeline or product concept, like, is it really truly technological innovation that you're bringing to the market that's going to be new and interesting at like that depth, not just like layering on a brand, and that's your defensibility. But then brand is important too. And so I think, how can you create a brand that speaks to your consumer demographic that you're going after? What does that mean as a company for your demographic, and how can you, I don't know, show up in a different way from what everyone else is doing on the market, and diversify in that regard too.
Well, and I also noticed that you which I've just from seeing, your resume, you are worked sort of both sides of the table. You've been the entrepreneur, you've been, raising money, but at the same point, you've also invested. And talk about that. What drives you to make that investment? What are the things that you're looking for? And, how do you what's you, Vanessa, with the investor hat, and you, Vanessa, with the fundraising hat?
Yeah, I think that's what's been great about this next company, is because I started as an entrepreneur, went into the investment side. Well, started an investment, then entrepreneur, then back into investment. So I kind of, can think both ways about a deal and about an opportunity and about how to scale something, and whether it warrants, a level of capital or what it's worth or otherwise. I kind of like flip the switch on that in various different scenarios within the company. So I think for me, when I'm an investor, I'm looking for the same things that I'm trying to achieve as an entrepreneur, ironically enough. And then when I'm on the entrepreneurial side, I know now what investors also yeah, are looking for. So similar things to what inspire, like the conversation a little earlier, what inspires great entrepreneurs. It's like investors look for large market opportunities. They look for product market fit. They look for great branding opportunities. They look for technology that truly is innovation. And then they look for leaders and team that have done it before or can continue or that they have confidence in. And so I just try to like instill all of that in our team and in our company when I'm on the fundraising side. And then when I'm on the investing side, those are the things I look for in another entrepreneur too. So yeah, it's been great. It's been a real asset to have been on both sides of the table in scaling companies, in particular venture-backed companies where we fundraise quite regularly. It's a big part of the flow. So I have to be able to play that side too.
Yeah, no, I can, and as you said, I can only imagine it helps you to, as you know what the investor is looking for, so you know sort of how to put those ducks in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious because, as we sort of touched on, as an entrepreneur, there are going to be a lot of lows and a lot of highs. Has there been anything, that has been so horrible that you thought it was the worst thing that could happen, but ultimately it turned out to be the best thing that could have happened? Like, sort of, what was your silver lining?
Yeah, that is a good one. I'm trying to think right now as we go through all of this crazy supply chain stuff. Maybe that could be one. The silver lining's not quite on the other side, but just from a pure logistics and boring perspective, supply chain is just an absolute nightmare right now for consumable, for kind of everyone in the industry. So freight prices on lead times and corrugate and all of these sexy things are causing major drama in people's companies. But I think it's also hopefully going to be challenging us to think further ahead. So like, okay, now we need to think 6 months out. Then instead of thinking 2 months out, it's going to challenge us in refining our, cost of goods at every kind of all the unit economics around your business. It's really going to tighten all of that up, which I think is going to be very good for our company and in particular. And that challenge right now is allowing us to really operate like we need to operate extremely efficiently. And I think that also in the end too, it's like, all right, this is the worst it could be in terms of pricing and everything else. So fingers crossed, we are going to at least also come out on the other side with like even better margins than we were looking at before. And just like, yeah, really efficient systems in place to manage the flow of goods and our kind of procurement and supply chain processes. So not exactly a super exciting one, but that is one of the biggest struggles we're going through right now, and most likely a lot of other customers as well, or a lot of companies as well.
Yeah, I speak to so many marketers, obviously, getting ready for our summits and our events, and many of them for their silver linings, because it's a question I have wanted to continue asking. I mean, I like to find the silver lining regardless, even prior to COVID, but I think it's really been something that's been valuable. And many of them say that they surprised themselves. Their team surprised them, that they were able to be, as you say, more efficient, but also do more with less.
Yeah.
And it's something that now they want to continue doing, and it will make them better moving forward.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
It's something that I think, like right now, you may not see that silver lining quite yet there.
Yeah, it's not quite there, but hopefully in the next couple of months it's rolling out.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, but I'm sure it will. Let's just, my fingers are crossed that we're going to be out of whatever this is.
Yeah, whatever phase we're in now, right?
Yeah, really. So talk about, I know this past year, and having been working for different companies, and this past year has certainly seen a lot of tragedy and just communities going through so much. And really, people are starting to step up for one another, I think more so than we've seen in the past. And consumers especially are expecting more from brands in terms of whether it be for the Asian community, the Black community, for women, for more inclusivity. What do you feel as, someone in your position where you've run companies, you're marketer, you have a voice. Where do you see yourself as far as, do you have a responsibility to share that voice with those who don't have one to sort of put the spotlight on them? And do you think not just you yourself, but brands in general should do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many amazing models that are rolling out where brands and companies are, yeah, really trying to not just think about profitability, but how they can be a part of the wider community and be a part of supporting, yeah, various different, not even in a charitable sense, but yeah, just being more inclusive and so yeah, supportive of the like wider communities. So I think, I mean, Tom's is the classic great example, the kind of like one for one models, like we'll, sell a pair of shoes and we'll give a pair of shoes. The 1% for the planet movement that's been rolling out has been amazing. And a lot of companies are adopting that. I think there's just a lot of great initiatives underway that aren't just companies and corporations aren't just picking them up from a publicity stunt. They really truly do believe that giving back is not just something, to do for a marketing purpose, but is really going to provide great value to the world. So yeah, I think about that a lot. And I think about how exciting it is that Arber, a brand that truly can like empower a consumer to have a positive impact on the world, which is such an unbelievable thing to say. Like when you go and buy I don't know, bucket of mayonnaise at the store or whatever, like you can't say, yay, you're having a good impact on the world because you're buying our mayonnaise. But we truly can say by using our products, like you're going to be maintaining better soil health, which is so critical to our planet. You're going to be helping with carbon capture, which is so critical to our planet. You're going to be enjoying the health benefits and mental benefits of gardening, which is so helpful to humans as a species. So I think it's just really exciting, the messaging and marketing, yes, that we can do as a company to support people's access to better products that truly can grow a better world. So yeah, we really are looking forward to like leaning into that and to increasing accessibility to these types of products too, I think is a big thing. I mean, we have a fairly premium focused aesthetic brand, but we're really trying to push to make it accessible to a wide range of people that can use the products and enjoy them and can help, make their little plot grow and have an impact on the world in a better way. So that's how we're starting to think about it. And I think it's definitely something that numerous corporations are undertaking in a really great way and in a unique way too.
Yeah, and I love what you say in terms of not just as a charity, and you talked about it earlier, even on when you were talking about helping women in entrepreneurs. It's more giving them the initiatives, the strengths, whatever's necessary. Like just even talking about helping people to just make their little plot of land, better for the environment, whatever that may be. So it continues moving forward, as opposed to just, okay, I supported this and now I can move on to the next. As a corporation, I need to, incorporate it internally and be something that's sustainable.
Yeah, should be a part of your culture and a part of the way you operate in general, and should be a part of the way that the products that you create are made, candidly. I mean, I think there's a ton of companies, even like Grove Collaborative, that's undertaking this massive initiative to go plastic free by 2025, which is a major feat that is going to have such a positive impact on our consumption of plastic and of waste. And then, that will show up down the line in waves in numerous positive ways. So yeah, I think a number of companies are really starting to think that way and focus on it. And it's going to have the more that we do, then the ripple effect will increase. So lots to be done still though.
Yes, no, that's definitely true. Well, so now with all of this crazy busy work that you are doing, what is your sort of your secret indulgence? What is it that you maybe, just need to, all right, I'm closing the door and this is what I need to do, whatever it may be, an activity, a particular food, a binging TV, what do you like?
Yeah, binging TV is way too good right now. I'm into way too many shows. No, I don't. It's hard to have time for TV. Actually, I'll try and like use that as a blocker, maybe for 30 minutes at night, just to get out of my head and to sleep. Honestly, it's working out is just so critical to me. I have to stay active and just like, I don't know, outside and engaged in some sort of a physical activity every day in order for like my mind to not race and to just get that kind of release. So big into tennis these days. That's been a fun one. That's a little more technical and a workout. And then honestly, spending time with my little dude. I've got a new 2-year-old boy, and he's just so much fun. And so really like trying to check out of technology and work for, at least a couple hours a day to really spend quality time with him, whether he wants to go, scooting or to the pool or whatever it is. So yeah, just really that's been like a big release for me during COVID, and being in work from home too. It's just like making sure, I have that time. That is kind of my indulgence and checkout time, is just like making sure that I have that quality time with him too.
Yeah. What's his name?
Grayson.
Grayson. That's a nice name. And it's funny you say that. I spoke with another entrepreneur recently, and she recently started her company as well, and she said she had a baby around the same time, and she said this, she doesn't know if she would have got through it as well as if it weren't for the baby, even though most people would have thought that might have been a detriment, having too much going on. It really sort of focused her. And
yeah,
like
I mean, you have to be so effective and efficient with your time, right, when you've got kids. So I think that's something huge that it does. And it gets me on a schedule that I kind of have to stick to, and that my team knows that, here's when she's spending that time. So I think it allows you to really become more efficient and effective in your daily operations, whether it's business or life. So yeah, he's teaching me that.
Really important,
Really important. Yes, and Grayson, actually, we named him. His name means steward of the land. So it's really very apropos to the company we're creating right now too. So yeah, he's definitely. We need to grow a better world for our little ones.
So maybe we change it from Arber to Grayson.
Grayson, yeah.
That's the new name. Oh, you'll have a brand from.
Oh, I like it. Brand extension called Grayson.
Definitely. Okay, so here's a question that's a little whatever you want to say in terms of, if you could live at any other time besides right now, what era would it be in?
Oh my gosh, that's a good one. I don't think I'd go future. Future is starting to scare me. So I think I'd have to go back. I don't know. I feel like it depends where you are, right? Culturally in the time zone. So am I living in, Japan? Am I in, I don't know, medieval in Europe? Where would I want to be? There's something fascinating me lately, about the Japanese culture and well, I guess what era would that be? Like the era of the samurai. I know it feels very it seemed very violent, but there's something, I don't know, fascinating and beautiful about that Japanese culture that I've been really obsessed with lately, just in terms of I don't know, the art, and then the practice and the meditation of it all. And there's something, I don't know, a little lately that I've been thinking about. Cancel all of the violence of the samurai period, but the peaceful periods, I'd be interested in going into that zone.
We're not gonna suddenly see you with a sword,
Yeah, no.
Well, that's good to know. At least I'm glad I'm glad we're not in person right now.
Not on the samurai sword side, but
that's funny. So now, as you definitely seem to be someone who goes for your passion, in terms of you start different companies that you are passionate about, and you love that whole process, that creative process. And it sounds like you love the uncertainty. It seems like that's part of who you are. I mean, the way you are. What do you see for Arber, moving forward? What do you want to see 10 years from now?
Yeah. I mean, I really think there's a space for us to create a biological based plant company that supplies gardeners with really efficacious products that they truly believe are going to have a great impact on the planet too, and that are truly helping us to grow a better world. So I just see us continuing to put new product lines on the market, creating in particular like educational aspects that help gardeners just make it easier to garden or easier to enjoy the beauty of your own harvest or your own indoor plant collection or whatever it is that makes you happy about plants and getting your hands dirty. And kind of becoming, a platform where you can purchase the products that make gardening easy and enjoyable and safe and all of those things. So I think that the brand has huge potential to continue building in that direction, and that no one is really doing that for the gardener right now. I think there's great media platforms that lack maybe the product, and then there's just a complete lack of product too in general. So I think we can become a bit more of kind of a marketing and media and education platform too for the gardener, along with the tools and products that make it an easy experience. So 10 years though goes by very, very quickly. If we can achieve that within 10 years, I'll be very excited.
Yeah, I'll be excited for you. But now, okay, so you've achieved that. And now someone says, okay, you can't be this anymore. You can't be an investor. You can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be with Arber. You need to find a plan B. What is it?
Oh my God. What's plan B? It took me like 37 years to find plan A. Yeah, I'm going to go samurai. What would I do? I'd like go buy a vineyard and just set up shop. I do love the idea of like the hotel industry has always fascinated me, like the boutique kind of experiences and kind of, hotel idea, something smaller though and more niche. So that's kind of another area that I've always been fascinated by, but I don't think I'd try to make it a massive business. I think I'd probably take some time to get into more like creativity of like running something like that, whether it's a little Airbnb or a little venue or something that I could just work on and have a little farm on. We could have our build up a little family estate. I'd probably start focusing on for a little bit, given where I'm at now in my life and career.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, even though I told you can't be anything that you are right now, you basically are still an entrepreneur. You're still starting your own business, and you're still doing stuff with the environment, with the ground.
Whoops. Okay, wait. So none of those things are allowed. Shoot.
We're wrong on all counts, but it sounds like a very nice plan as it is.
I guess that is entrepreneurial. Yeah. Okay. Shoot.
It's okay. I'll let it pass.
Let it slide.
Yeah, Vanessa, thank you so much. This is really great. I love talking with you. And like I said, I just, the fact that you are able to continue putting yourself out there that way is really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a journey, but the rewards the highs are high, like you said. So I don't think I could do anything else though.
Well, thank you. And have fun with Bryson. Enjoy that. Enjoy your little boy. And thank you for watching. And we have this every week. I always welcome if you have anyone who you want to suggest for me to speak with and find out more about a female marketer, entrepreneur. Just let me know and I will do my best. So thanks again.
Thanks, Lisa.